Thanks for stopping by Casks-n-Que, where whiskey and barbecue meet. I'm your host, Justin Lloyd, and today we're going to cook a chuck roast like a steak. Stick around. One chuck roast. We're going to roll with Chicago steak seasoning from Blackstone. It's a great product. Make sure you always have a sharp knife. Luckily, we don't have much to trim here. We'll just take that little piece off, and it's pretty much good to go. As you can see, the marbling is really good throughout here, and that's one of the reasons I picked a chuck roast to cook like a steak today. All we're doing here is using some butcher twine to tie the roast together. Basically, that kind of holds all the muscles together. A chuck roast has separate muscles, so we want to make sure they're all held together and that the chuck roast comes out looking like a steak, nice and tidy. And it's time to get our Chicago steak seasoning on there. Let's go pretty liberal with it because we want that awesome crust. This is gonna give us what we're looking for, that peppery, salt, garlic, and onion flavor. Man, it's just hard to beat. We wanna make sure we get both sides. Watch out for that string there. We'll remove that later. But we wanna make sure we get the sides with this and just make sure that you go pretty heavy. You want a nice crust when you're doing one of these chuck roasts. Let's go ahead and remove the rest of that string just so it's not in the way. And time to get her on the old blaze Kamado. We're running at about 260 degrees with lump charcoal, and it's looking good already. It smells good. We got a piece of oak wood in there, and we're gonna rock and roll, and we'll be back in about 45 minutes. All right, folks, it's been about 45 minutes, so I went ahead and fired up the old Blaze LTE gas grill, and I also have my grill grates on there. I've got it fired up to about 500 degrees. That chuck roast is about 115 internal, so we're gonna take that off the old Blaze Kamado and sear the heck out of it on the Blaze gas grill. Whew, that is hot. There's that chuck roast. It's kind of what we're looking like right now, so let's get it seared up. Oh man, that smells good already. We'll let it go about a minute on each side. Well, I'll say a minute on each side. We'll quarter turn it. All right, let's go ahead and give this guy a quarter turn. We'll use one of these quadrants of the grill grate that haven't had any meat on it yet. There we go. Let that sit for a little bit. Press down on the sides, make sure we get nice sear marks all around. Man, I really like this grill grate spatula. If you haven't tried these things out, you really ought to. They're made perfectly to fit through these grooves, just like so you can flip your meat. It's awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and flip it over. Use this quadrant down here. It's got a great crust, and we're gonna do the same thing to this side. All right, let's give it another quarter turn. Again, you wanna use a spot on the grill grates that haven't been used yet. They're the hottest spots. There we go. Ooh, looking good. That's gonna be delicious. Those juices are dripping down on those grill grates. I'm not getting any flare-ups. It's fantastic. I love these things. I want to say thank you to Townley Pool and Spa for hooking me up with these things. Let's take this guy off of here. Okay guys, I've let this chuck roast rest for about 10-12 minutes, somewhere in there. The reason we want to do that is so that the juices can redistribute throughout the muscle fibers. So when you cook something really hot, especially when you reverse sear something, those muscles tighten up and the juices kind of lock in. Well, we don't want the juices to all pull out right when we cut into the meat, so we let it rest so that all those good juices redistribute throughout the chuck roast. So now it's time to slice and see how we did. We got to remove that butcher's twine that we put on there to hold the shape. Man, the smell is incredible. It's beefy. You got that peppery smell with onion, salt, garlic. Smells wonderful. And as you can see here, juices for days. Go ahead and get into this guy. Oh, goodness gracious, that looks fantastic. The crust on the outside is perfect. Let's try this one right here. This looks fantastic. Nice and juicy. Oh my goodness, this is phenomenal. You have the crust, you have a nice juicy bite of steak, medium rare, just perfect. Melt in your mouth, tender, beefy, juicy, and delicious. Inexpensive. Hey, a big chuck roast like this was 2¼ pounds about. It's gonna feed the family, and I think this cost 20 bucks. So if you're looking for a great steak meal, then this is probably a good idea if you're on a budget. Heck, even if you're not on a budget, this is still a great option. I'd say it's just as good as a flat iron steak in my opinion. Hey, if you like what we're doing over here at Casks-n-Que, go ahead and do me a favor. Like, subscribe, and smash that bell. When you smash that bell that's right there, it's gonna notify you when I upload a new video, and that's gonna help this channel out a lot, and it helps us to keep providing you content. Thanks for sticking around. We'll see you next time.